This is Black Legacy, 1800 and beyond. Here to my left is Paul Quinn. Paul Quinn came to Indiana with the Quakers, who were big on anti-slavery. Paul Quinn started Bethel AME Church. He planted several churches, but Bethel AME Church is the oldest still operating African Methodist church in Indiana. Also is our Calvin Outland. He became one of the first barbers here in Richmond, but he also ran an underground railroad. And right now we're trying to work to see exactly where that house would have been. The records showed that it was across from the courthouse, but, you know, years ago, all of that was torn down, but we are trying to find that location so we could put a marker there. One of the other well-known legacies at that time was Robert Townsend's. The Townsend Community Center is named after him. The Civil War started and he wanted to serve and see what he could for the country. He ended up going to Massachusetts because at that time, Indiana was not taking black men as soldiers. So he fought in the Massachusetts regiment, and then he did come back to Richmond. He did serve in the legislature as one of our governors. So he was very active in human rights and active in wanting to serve the country and serve the people. And then again, when he came back with all of his serving that he did, the Townsend Community Center was named after him. So right here in the middle, we have C.R. Richardson. C.R. Richardson was a very well-known attorney here. He was also a businessman, and he did have a elementary school named after him. He was friends with Booker T. Washington, and Booker T. would often come to Richmond and visit with C.R., and he encouraged him to start a business. So he started the People's Coal and Trust around 1918, 1920s. He also was the editor of the Richmond's black newspaper called the Richmond Blaze. So C.R. was, quite the businessman around town, and the attorney. Also fought for the firemen for integration of the firehouse, which we didn't get that done until 1966. We also have Grovell Bundy, who was one of Richmond's first police officers in the North End. We have Mr. Garrett, him and his brother had invented a wheel, but was unable to get the patent, and then so they didn't get a patent on it, but you can see the picture of the wheel. We have Miss Maggie Woodyear Gordon, who was our first African-American teacher in a black African-American school. And where was that? Well, that was in Bethel Church, and that was in like 1836. Unfortunately, we did not have another black teacher until 1961. We also have the Richmond Blaze, the all-black fire crew that was over on North 8th Street. And then Sturgill Patterson, which was the only black funeral home in Richmond. They were there for 86 years, and that's where everybody of color went.